Hey, it's Jeremy from Oxer Insurance, and welcome to Cyber Monday. We've done a couple of videos on restaurants, some on retail, but today we're going to combine them with three scenarios, three types of cyber attacks. I hate recording this stuff because it's real and it happens and people get caught. So today, restaurants, think of sit down, fast food chain, whatever you want to call it. Restaurants, pretty simple. Retailers, on the other hand, could be a brick and mortar, it could be a wholesaler, could be a grocery store chain, or your online retailers. Now, we've talked a lot on cyber about data breaches and the difference between a business owner's policy add-on cyber coverage and a broad form cyber insurance policy. We always recommend broad form cyber insurance policies because the coverage is broad. It's in the name. Data breach add-ons to BOPs typically only cover data breach. So if data is breached, your customer's data is breached, then it pays some small sublimits to cover that. It doesn't cover things like ransomware, social engineering, invoice manipulation, crypto hacking, telephone jacking. Not broad. It's very narrow in scope. So today let's talk about ransomware. An online retailer like Kuyu, Transparent Labs, Three Nails, Born Primitive, or even Drake Waterfowl for that matter, has widespread encryption across their network, locking them out of their entire system with a ransom of $3 million. Is this going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But the platforms are shut down. You cannot transact commerce. You can't do business if you're locked out of your systems. Even if it was the shipping system or the inventory management system, you're locked out. What do you do? Well, with a broad form cyber policy and good IT infrastructure, cybersecurity, you're going to be able to talk to the experts. Do we settle this? Do we pay the ransom? Oh, and by the way, do we have to pay it first and then the carrier reimburses us? Now we're getting into the real good stuff, the real thick coverage of a cyber broad form insurance policy. But what would you do if your online retail business was shut down due to ransomware? IT, cyber broad form insurance, they work together to solve the problem, especially when ransomware is at risk here. Why? Because they usually ask for Bitcoin. They're asking for a lot of Bitcoin, and you can't transact business. So you can have loss of income. You can have loss of the ransom. The other thing is, what if the organization that you decided to pay with the Bitcoin that you had in your business, I'm not sure who has that, but I'm sure there's some that do, and they're on the terrorist watch list. And now the FBI comes knocking at your door because you paid a ransom to a known terrorist organization. How are you going to solve that without any kind of insurance to help? The answer is probably you're not going to. So if this is you and you don't have a broad form cyber insurance policy, call your independent insurance agent today. The next scenario, business email compromise. Not to be confused with the next one, which is going to be social engineering, but the business email system has been compromised as a whole. And your wholesale grocery chain has now sent out fraudulent wire instructions to a customer, and that client's paid a $30,000 invoice. Now what? The money's gone. There's no FDIC, IT, cyber insurance together working to figure out how to solve the problem. The last scenario, social engineering. An inventory clerk at a large restaurant has been notified that their top supplier's bank account information has been changed, and the employee pays the invoice because it's coming from what looks to be that top supplier, only to later find out that the $25,000 that they just paid for that invoice was fraud. Again, no FDIC coverage. There is a misnomer out there that the FDIC covers money that has left the bank. It does not. Now, I'm no expert, I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that the FDIC is not going to cover because you sent money fraudulently to somewhere where it shouldn't have gone, but it looked like it should go there because it looked like your supplier had just changed their banking information. How do you add another layer of security to prevent that type of process in the future? The process of giving money away to where you don't want it to go. Because nobody wants to do that, especially now with the economy the way it is. You want to be careful with your money. So again, what do we always recommend? Business continuity plan, great cybersecurity, and IT working together, broad form cyber insurance policy. Those three things working together will help keep your business more cyber secure. In summary, if you're a restaurant or an online retailer like Akuyu, Born Primitive, Three Nails, Drake Waterfowl, and the list keeps going, and you're not sure about a broad form cyber insurance policy, you're sure about the IT and the cyber security, you have that, it's in place, it's working, but you're not sure about the broad form cyber insurance policy, call your independent agent today and ask them about it. And what are the limits? Because sometimes the limits need to be adjusted considering the average claim, total claim amount is right around $4 million. So what would you do if you got hit and the claim ended up being $4 million? Do you have enough coverage? Do you have the coverage in general in the form of a broad form cyber insurance policy? Again, call your agent, do a review, make sure you're cyber secure, make sure you have a business continuity plan, and make sure you have a broad form cyber insurance policy. And frankly, if you don't, or you're unsure and you want somebody that might look into this for you, you can always call us at Oxford Insurance. This is no big deal. We do this all the time, and we're happy to help. So I hope that's been helpful to you, a little bit of value, some scenarios that might affect your retail or online retail business. And we always say, here's to your success and being more cyber secure. Have an amazing day.